Hello! Happy Saturday, I'm Super Train Station H. I'm an autistic gamer and writer. And today we're going to be playing some Pokemon trading card game here for the Game Boy Color. And then we'll be playing Kirby's Pinball Land for a while. And not just playing it, but... Well, actually, we'll probably play a single round of Kirby's Pinball Land. Then I got some magazines ready to read some period coverage of Kirby's Pinball Land, both in Nintendo Power and Electronic Gaming Monthly. And there are a few different months that kind of might be relevant to Kirby's Pinball Land, so I've got them ready for the EGMs. But first, it's Pokemon Trading Card Game, so let's... where's the button? Where's my upstream deck button? Yeah! Just, please go... Please... it's taken forever to go over to my Game Boy Color layout. Though I know nothing's... Okay, that's just how it works. And if you're not familiar, this is the Analog Pocket. This lets me play cartridges straight off... play games straight off the original cartridges and run them straight into my capture card. Which is a wonderful thing to do, though of course, this is a pretty fancy piece of equipment that not everyone's going to have practical or affordable access to. So really, when it comes to these old games, just play them in the way that's meaningful for you. It gives you the experience that you personally are looking for, I think is what matters above anything else. So let's get started. Now, with Pokemon Trading Card Game, we got us the second medal in this game. My real ultimate goal is to rebuild a deck that I had on the 3DS version of this game, which is the only previous version of this I ever owned. I did have this copy of the game for a long time, but I never actually played it. But on the 3DS, I did have... that was the first version of this game I actually played through. Ishihara's house. I don't know what Ishihara's house even is. At some point, something happened here. I can't say what. Oh, and by the way, I am kind of winging it. This is one of those streams where, in spite of working on it all day long, I just barely... By a matter of... I was 2 minutes away from not being able to be live before my 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, on camera. Because I'll announce a time, and I will start that time about 10 minutes before... Like 10 minutes before I actually begin the stream, I will put on my hold screen, and then on the hour that I said I'd be on, because I usually start my streams in the half hour unless there's a kind of special event where I'm late. Please don't disturb me. I'm in the middle of a very important experiment. If I use Porygon now, then this will happen. Alright, Hojo. Lad. Hey, do you know Ishihara? He lives in the house on the cape to the northwest. He's a very famous card collector. I hope to be like him someday. I get so involved in the Pokemon trading card game, I lose track of time. Isn't the Pokemon trading card game really fun? And just imagine this kid just walking, like traveling miles and miles around this island just to go to these different card clubs. I don't understand science, but I understand Pokemon cards. I lost. Wow, there's no one to duel in here? Jeez. Let's duel one of these guys. We research Pokemon cards here at the Science Club, especially science Pokemon cards. Science Pokemon are exceedingly strong. What is a science Pokemon? Would you like to duel against my science? Let's see. Let's find out what science Pokemon. What constitutes a science Pokemon? I would guess a lot of electric and psychic types. I don't know. We'll see. Like, the sense in which they're using the word science borderline reflects, like, a non-English speaker's understanding of what science means. And that's not an insult, that's just like just a cultural difference. And let's see which basic Pokemon I've got in my hand. I'm gonna do it, maybe maximum, probably no more than 2 or 3 duels. Just to test out I adjusted my deck slightly at the end of last stream. So we've got Seal in our hand. And the Omanite here, that is not actually a basic Pokemon. It has to be evolved from the Mysterious Fossil Trainer card, which can be played as a basic Pokemon with no attacks and, like, no HP. So we've got Squirtle, we've got Seal, we've got Squirtle, we've got Wartortle in our hand, so we'll start by we'll play Squirtle and start by building him up. I just want to adjust my volume a bit. Adjust my headphones a bit. Now, when I listen, the music I listen to, it is barely, just barely above a whisper when I hear it for myself, whereas those listening, and by the way, since I did sort of pants this stream, as in by the seat of my pants, I didn't get to do any audio testing or anything. I haven't changed anything from yesterday's stream, but just in case you don't hear me or the audio, something's wrong, let me know and I'll go ahead and fix it. Don't think it is being rude. Choose your bench Pokemon. Yeah, we'll play that Seal. Just so if somehow my Squirtle gets taken out first turn, you don't have to worry about losing the duel for not having any Pokemon to replace them with. Alright, I play first. Adjust my glasses like the nerd I am. Drew water energy. Alright. Yeah, so... Oh, so this coughing. Now, it's kind of interesting, because coughing in... Where is my... And my copy of Pokemon Red, which I hope to be starting late this... early next month, more realistically late next month, for my 4-year anniversary stream. Yeah, Pokemon in the actual original game is a poison type, which is known to be very effective against grass types, but in this trading card game, I think this is from the fossil set, this coughing, this would have been, they interpreted coughing as a grass type Pokemon, which is kind of ironic. Let's see. So, actually, let's, yeah, attach your water energy. Yeah, we might as well do the damage-dealing attack, because there's, nothing else we could do right now. The only trainer cards in this deck are my Mysterious Fossils, which I have 4 of. We lost our coin flip, but we still get to deal that damage. He draws. Attaches grass to coughing. Yeah, this is the first time I think we've even dueled against a grass-type deck, just because merely looking at grass, well, grass-type energy is, there's the brightness of that green, those green graphics really kind of, alright. And let's just check on, so we've got withdraw and we bite. So withdraw. Yeah, so the bite's just a no-frills damage-dealing move. You know what? Theoretically, I could have used my double colorless energy to power that move. But we do have enough to... Yeah, I know what I'll do. I'll withdraw for this turn. Come on, heads. Alright. It says I'm dropping frames? Why would I be dropping frames? Why would I be dropping frames? Yesterday's stream went perfectly. Poor network connection. Dropping 21% of my frames? Alright, we're not accepting that. Alright. We're at 21.6 with drop frames. We'll keep an eye on that. 21.7, the number's going up, that ain't good. There's nothing else going on in my apartment. That would be 21.89. Why is it going up so rapidly? Alright. We'll keep an eye on this situation. It's been a while since I've had actual problems because of, not since, like, I think January, really, if I had any problems. Back in November, they had to rewire my whole apartment building for me so I could stream, because... Okay. And he's dizzy. We'll evolve. 22.6. Like, why is the number going up like this? Now I'm looking at my feed, and it looks okay. I'm looking at my live feed on Twitch, and it looks okay. But we'll get rid of him. Get our first knockout. And another double colorless energy. Attach grass energy to Weedle. Yeah, and Weedle would have been bug type, and Weedle would have been one of those Pokemon. Like, bug type moves are super effective against grass, because. Okay, so we've got Nomastar. All we need is our Mysterious Fossil, and we can begin. Why is it going 22.23? Like, what is going on here? I'm looking at all my. I don't see anything crazy going on in regards to the apps I'm using. All the programs I've used for every other stream that's been perfectly fine without a single drop frame for hours at a time. So, we don't have Dewgong. We'll display an energy card there. We'll take out Weedle this turn. .7, so it went up a point. 20. It's hovering between 21.7 and 8. But what I see on my preview looks fine. Not in my broadcast software, actually on the web. And that part of that ticker, aside from providing information to my viewers, that ticker partially makes it very easy to recognize for me as a viewer if, you know, it's the stream's animating in a choppy manner, but it seems like everything's fine. If there are any problems with, like, the experience of watching the stream, feel free to tell me in chat, and I don't know what I could do right now, but everything seems fine. Aside from the browser saying it's unstable and my broadcast software saying I'm dropping 21.6, so it's going down. 21.5, it's going down. We'll take that as a good sign. Placed another Weedle, an identical Weedle. Okay. He has a chance to poison me here. We're gonna win our coin flip. No, he poisoned us. 21.3. The number, the drop frame number's going down. That's good. And I have no trainer cards or Pokemon powers with the potential to cure that. So we are in some trouble right now. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna be building up our seal. Hopefully we can draw a Dewgong by the time Wartortle meets his inevitable end at this point. Bam! 40. If he puts another... Oh. If he get attacked for 3 damage, Wartortle's gone. Okay, we're down to 20%. It's just gradually, the drop frames are improving gradually. And visually, I can't see anything that's wrong. I lost. And that's a knockout. If I won that coin flip, I would have been able to attack this turn and actually win this turn. Do water energy. We're down to 20. We're looking for 20.5. Hopefully we get down to 19 next. So we've got our Mysterious Fossil. It's moments like these where I'm in such an advantageous position compared to the opponent. We're down to 21.0. Oh, back to 21.1. We're gonna get down to 19. Alright, we lost our coin flip there. Oh, 19.9. And now we're back into excellent quality on Twitch. Yeah, this is going good. Thanks everyone who you know, supported me with your crossed fingers and offerings and hopeful prayers. Now let's. Okay. And they're also going to. Alright, get Omanite on the field. Okay, I already played my water energy, okay. And they draw. Alright, I feel a lot better about the quality of the stream now. Going 19.6, the drop frame's just going lower and lower, and visually I couldn't even identify anything to begin with. Alright. Let's see, let's check the name star. Oh yeah, this is gonna be fun. Because they're gonna keep... Oh yeah, already attached. Sorry, I forgot I already attached. Yeah, the attaching the water energy, because there's no, like, graphical thing for it, I guess. No, like, animation. It's a very easy thing to forget is taking place. So... Bop. Ah, he drew a potion. I bet he's gonna use that soon. Wait, he's not gonna use the potion? Oh no, he took 20 damage. What am I gonna do? Alright, we're down to 18. Everything's just getting better and better. Now, Ammonite. Yeah. Oh, another mysterious fossil. We're going to, Oh, yeah. Actually. Just for cool factor. Bam! And we win. And Blastoise. Alright, let me get some good. Good. Let's see what we get in booster packs from this guy. I can't believe my science Pokemon deck could lose. Of course the science Pokemon trainer, duelist, would have an evolution deck. An evolution booster pack. Gengar, Butterfree, Ivysaur. Oh, a super potion. That's our first super potion. Bellsprout, Eevee. So we can get colorless Pokemon. Hopefully that means... Because the Dratinis I want are colorless. Hopefully... Come on, Dratinis. Flareon, Jinx, Machoke, Weepinbell, Gust of Wind. And that's Gust of Wind with a G, not Gust of Wind, but Bulbasaur, Krabby, and a Grass Energy. I must research this further. Let's save in the diary. Hey you, Rick, the clubmaster, is in the middle of an important experiment. He has no time to see someone like you. If you really want to see him, you must defeat me first. Would you like to duel Joseph? Not too smart, but you've got nerves. We'll play for 4 prizes. If you win 1 match, I'll let you through. Science Club member Joseph, Flying Pokemon deck. Colorfully named, not just Flying Pokemon deck, but Flying. Okay. Choose a basic Pokemon to place in the arena. Got Squirtle. We have Cloyster, but no Shellder. But we do have Wartortle, so... start building up that Squirtle. Hopefully we can get our Blastoise out, which does not happen that often. Yeah, no other basics in my hand. So, Feds, H plays first. I play second. Joseph's turn. He draws one card. Attaches Lightning to Zubat. Yeah, I wonder, some of... Oh yeah, okay, that Zubat's a grass type. We know he's probably gonna have some lightning Pokemon in his deck. Lightning being, you know, what they call electric. I know. Like, I'd probably drive hardcore trading card game players nuts because I'd keep saying electric instead of lightning. So yeah, so if I have double... No, for once I actually don't have double colorless. But for now, we'll use Bubble. Come on, Heads. There we go. Get off to a strong start, deal damage, and inflict the status. Touch Lightning Energy to Zubat. And it's really astounding, because I played once, just for a few, no more than 20 minutes. Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. It's the advanced controller. Okay, we're gonna confront him with the audio from when he was verbally abusing me yesterday and see how he responds.
Happy holidays, Super Train Station H, my firstborn son and guardian of the temple, #1. It's me, Adcon, the advanced controller of the great currency, which is the XLO token, the inflation-free, non-legal tender digital currency of the future.
What?
You were gone from streaming for almost a month. But I'm glad to see you back and happily playing video games as you mine more and more. XLO tokens, the inflation-free, non-legal tender, digital currency of the future.
We need to talk about the way you treated me on the phone yesterday.
What are you talking about, H? I didn't call you at all yesterday.
Yeah, you did.
This is the first time I've spoken to you in almost a month.
I have recordings of what you said to me yesterday.
H, my little quill-free porcupine, I didn't speak to you in over a month. And in fact, I was starting to worry that someone did something bad to you. Oh, Hilfmir, I never spoke to you yesterday. No.
I have extensive recordings of how badly you treated me on the phone yesterday. I'll play them.
This per train station H, that recording is fake. Please, oh, Hilfmir Hanawana, do not play that fake and lame recording.
Well, I'm going to, so here it comes.
I swear to God, H, you stupid piece of crap.
You hear that?
If you don't... Hello, Super Train Station H. With an extreme emphasis on hell. Because that's where I wish you were right now.
You hear that? That's you.
This recording is an optical hearing.
Optical hearing?
That's right. Optical hearing. That's French for fake audio. That recording is an illusion and is a trap devised by Satan.
No, that's you. You were treating me awfully on the phone, and these are recordings of you and how you treated me.
Just seeing you has always pissed me off so much, and now I finally know why.
You hear this?
I can't stand the sight of a slave who obeys orders.
Hello? Do you hear this?
Ever since I was little. Super Train Station H, I've hated you. Drop the tape. Oh, Super Train Station H, please, can you stop the taping?
Sure. Hello? Hello? Do you feel like answering that in English?
Super Train Station H, the evidence you acquired of the evil potty profanity telephone harassers belittling you with their insanity demon ride vocabulary is deeply disturbing.
Yeah, it's disturbing. What do you have to say about it? That's you.
Super H, my milk-drinking spin puppy, I long feared this day would come. And H, with the audio recording you provided, we have no choice but accept our worst Baptist fears as come realized.
What fears are those?
They say there are buttholes, that they can peer into the depths of your very soul.
What?
That they can become those you hate, those you love, those you fear.
What are you talking about?
And they call them
What?
boys.
Boys.
Yes, H, boys.
What boys?
Somehow boys has returned.
What boys?
Mm.
Who are these boys?
You see, Super Train Station H, long before I gave birth to the egg you hatched from,
What?
I granted those boys to their hell using anti-tank artillery deployed from low Earth orbit so that you could live in a world free of the corrupting influence of boys.
Boys?
That's right, H. Boys, boys is bad people, H, because they think heroes is bad people. I freaking hate those boys people because they are butthole people.
What?
And somehow at least one or two of them escaped from hell to harass my very own America's favorite mammal.
What?
My redemption center.
Please wait. Now generating dialogue. Please wait.
What?
Now generating dialogue.
One human. That is Super Train Station H, which is you, by harassing you on the telephone.
You harassed me. They're no boys.
That was not me you spoke to on the phone yesterday. It was boys. I can't phony that boys are calling you on the phone, H, and I can't allow that to happen.
You called me on the phone.
I know boys, but when I hear them H, and that was definitely boys, and not me. I know that was not me, because judging by the recording you provided, them boys that were talking to you on the phone were obviously evil. Meanwhile, the advanced controller of the great currency, which is me, is good. So there's no way it was me you were talking to.
It was you.
I want you to pretend this isn't happening and go back to playing your video game. I'm afraid I'm going to have to spend a God's randoms and XLO tokens to hire a hot detective in order to hunt down and reveal to me the location of these boys.
Hot detective.
Because H, after all these years, it turns out boys is still alive, and I have to settle the score. Don't try to talk me out of it, H, because when I find those boys, I'll kill them.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't worry, H. I'm going to spend my life, savings of XLO tokens, the inflation-free, non-legal tender digital currency of the future, on a hot detective capable of cracking this case. A red-hot detective that will use every means of investigatory gumshoe abilities to find the boys.
A hot detective?
A red-hot boiling detective that will be on the case to chase the boys down to the edge of hell, where with God's blessing, I will re-kill every last one of them. Anyway, H, my sweet little child, enjoy your Game Boy game.
If AdCon hires a private detective, I hope that private detective immediately contacts whatever form of law enforcement is capable of dealing with this person, because they are freaking nuts. And I don't know what he means by boys at all. Ugh. Hey, so back to Pokemon. So, yeah, they were paralyzed. We paralyzed Zubat. They finished the turn without attacking. They're now cured of paralysis. Hey, our drop frames are down to only 13%. I don't know if the advanced controller's inter-universal internet connection thing that... Because this phone is linked to my streaming PC, and that's what lets me mine these stupid XLO tokens. But, if, I don't know if that's helping at all, but, okay. Yeah, so we gotta... Oh yeah, I want to check. Yeah, for once, I actually do... The one time I could have used double colorless, I do not have it in my hand, but I don't have any other... I'm a tad concerned, I gotta say, with my current having only one Pokemon in play thing. Did not get the paralysis this turn. If they pull out some move that deals 40 damage, I'm done in one turn. Got a Spearow out. You're not confusing me this turn. Doggone, I got confused this turn. And I draw. Oh, now I get double colorless. Now I get double colorless? Okay. Alright. Yeah, let's, okay. We want our coin flip. Our first coin flip. We have to win another coin flip. We did not win our second coin flip. So all we basically, that was all tantamount to not having attempted to do anything at all. No, we want to evolve this turn. We're going to bring out Wartortle. And to get our first knockout of this match. Oh, we got an Omastar. Flying Pikachu. Wasn't this like a really hyped up promo card in real life, that Flying Pikachu? I forgot what last did. You and your opponent show each other your hands, then shuffle all the trainer cards from your hands into your decks. Aha. He has another Lass and a Pidgeotto. It's really effective against a trainer that, yeah, if Pokemon trading card game had the concept of a side deck like Yu-Gi-Oh has, then Lass would be a good card to have in the side deck if you're dueling an opponent who uses a lot of trainer cards. 20 damage due to weakness. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna let that stand. Yeah, still no additional... Oh no, yeah, that's right, it's still paralyzed. Yeah, there's nothing I can do this turn. I don't know if that's a coin flip issue, or... Okay, so we're gonna get... Oh yeah, we lost our coin flip. So we're gonna get Tails this turn, so that we win our coin flip. Or just get more bad luck. If I did not... am I about to lose in like the... Okay. Okay, at least... Okay. First time in a long time. Oh man, we're gonna have to... Okay. There we go. Bam! There's the Spearow. Attach double colorless. Ouch. Another 10 damage. Yeah, I don't know. It's like I've had trouble in general with this deck. I feel like I've had lots of trouble drawing, getting basic Pokemon out after the start of the game, but that's never cost me a match. It's not like the player personally has life points like in Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Magic the Gathering, where, oops, I don't have a monster in my hand, therefore, like, I'm vulnerable and I can be attacked for direct damage. Bam. And that's the game. Now, I lost since I promised I have to let you through. And take this. Laboratory. We didn't get Laboratory last time, did we? Okay, so check the cards to the booster pack. So, we got Pidgeot, Seadra, Slowbro. That's potentially useful for my Sea Serpent deck that I want to build. So we got Weezing, Onix, Magnemite, Zubat, Recycle, Grimer. I remember the Slowpoke, the actual card that this is based on, it's one of those cards that Zoo's actual artwork really sticks to my mind. Oh, that's what I was getting at before the advanced controller called. So when AdCon, before AdCon called, I was talking about how we were playing the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game. I only played it for no more than 15-20 minutes when I was testing out my analog pocket, putting it through its paces. We played Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Duel Stories, I believe the first Yu-Gi-Oh! Game to come to North America. And I was like astounded by how the interface, the presentation of the cards, it was all like so pathetic. Now Yu-Gi-Oh! Eternal Duelist Soul for Game Boy Advance was fine, but when we played Dark Duel Stories, it was like, doesn't even feel fun to play. It felt really chintzy and lame. And I'm like, well, what do you expect? It's Game Boy Color. And I thought, wait, Pokemon Trading Card game is on Game Boy Color. The graphics were beautiful on this game. The amazingly faithful representation of the cards that inspire, that, you know, it's representing. The interface is good, the music's good. So we got Haunter, Porygon. Is this the one that just has those two? Conversion 1 and Conversion 2. So Gambler. Shuffle your hand into your deck, flip a coin of heads, draw your cards of tails, draw 1. We have that card already, but Rick's in the middle of an experiment, so don't bother him too much. Yeah, let's go ahead and save. Which is diary and not save. Because the save language in this interface is used for when you're dealing with the saving your deck configurations. I am Rick, master of the Science Club. Science rules nature. That is why it's so strong. Okay, this is such like a cliche perception of science, of scientists. It's like, yes, like, if you study science, you're inherently, like, out to dominate nature, and not just trying to understand the world as it exists. Do you wish to test the strength of science by playing against me? Would you like to duel Rick? Yeah, let's do it. Let's get our next medal. Alright, 6 prizes. Let us begin. Science Club Master Rick. The Wonders of Science deck. Each player will draw 7 cards. Choose a basic Pokemon to place in the arena. We've got Shelter. Oh boy, we got Shelter and Cloyster. This is gonna go. I think this is gonna go very well. Alright, so nothing to distract us. We just gotta place the prizes. Oh boy. This is not going to be the advanced controller. I have no idea who's calling me. I accidentally muted the microphone. But let's pick up.
Hello, Super Train Station H. I've been contacted by my client, the advanced controller, to let you know I'm running an investigation on the boys that have been abusing you over the telephone.
I have no idea what AdCon told you, but...
Super Train Stay, Sean Age, your father, the advanced controller, hired me to run this investigation.
And who exactly are you?
My name is Red Hot Boiling Detective Chad. I'm gonna be dusting for fingerprints and when covering other evidences. But I'll be calling you back in about a week to interview you on the nefarious activities of da boys.
Really?
Meanwhile, Age, take care of yourself and enjoy your Game Boy game.
What is my life even, like, turning into at this point? Like, the last thing I need is more weirdos calling me, but... if this in any way resembles a legitimate professional investigation, they're going to find that there were no boys, and that the advanced controller is a crazy dumbass. Okay. We'll finish this duel and move on to, some Kirby's Pinball Land. Alright. Now, Of course, he gets up Mewtwo on his first doggone turn. That's okay. We've got some powerful evolved Pokemon. We have an option of 2 level 25 Cloisters. They're identical, so. But we're going to get this party started by hiding. Come on, coin flip. Nope, not this turn. Now, attach grass energy to Mewtwo. Oh my gosh. Really, 20 damage already. Okay. I can see this going badly very quickly. So if we check... Alright. Yeah, let's, I want to... Actually, this is something I want to do. Oh yeah, analog plus up. I want to make a save state. I don't necessarily want to save Scum, but I do want to see this branching path of what these two choices could mean for my game. Because either the two things I could do right now, I can gamble on hide and shell, which is a 50% chance of taking no damage next turn, or I could evolve into Cloyster and come out swinging with Spike Cannon. I can use Clamp or Spike Cannon. Clamp is, I have a 50% chance of dealing 30 damage and paralyzing them. Or I can use Spike Cannon, which is, I flip 2 coins, each coin flip being a 50% chance of dealing 30 damage. So I could deal between 0 and 60 damage next turn. Oh man, okay, so if I stay Shelter, I have a 50% chance of taking no damage. If I evolve now, I have a chance, if I flip 2 coins in a row and get heads on both of them, of taking this Mewtwo out immediately. Let's evolve. And when we win this, after the results of this game, we're going to go back. We're going to use the memories function on my analog pocket, and we'll check out and see if the other option would have benefited us, would have been a move that could have led to our victory. Because we have no other basic Pokemon. And I like that this deck has served me well in its current configuration, but I've had problems getting more basic Pokemon out into play after the start of the duel. So we're going to get 2, we're going to flip twice, get heads on both of them. Nope. Okay, so we're halfway there. They're gonna use computer search. Yeah, that's a very powerful Pokemon to be able to play without having to evolve. Okay, so Cloyster was knocked out. And that's the duel. So that's, so memories, save states. Alright, so let's take the alternative path. Use hide and shell. No. Let's see if we win this coin flip. Heads! Alright. So either way, we were going to lose this duel. Because I believe that coin flip was sort of seeded. Actually, we're gonna try screenshots. No. Save states. Load. Confirm. Yeah, we're gonna try again and see if we get tails again, then we know this coin flip was sort of preceded, so to speak. Yeah, because I believe all coin flips are determined at before the start of the turn, and I've tested this with emulators in the past. Alright, so we'll go ahead and take our L. Alright. We'll make one more attempt at fighting this guy, and win or lose, we're gonna move on to Kirby's Pinball Land. Hahaha, as I expected, science is overpowering. The outcome was the same, but I will duel you again if you wish. That's the one nice thing about Pokemon Trading Card Game. There's no real stakes for losing except for your lost time. Now, okay, so we've got... Alright. We're looking better so far. We have at least 2 things that we could play as... And all we need is Omanite at this point. Please play 6 prizes. Queen will be tossed aside who plays first. If heads, H plays first. And I play second. You know what? I think is this battle like scripted to always have his Mewtwo be the first card that comes out? Because he can only have up to 4 of those in there. Alright. Mewtwo took 10 damage. Attach grass energy to Mewtwo. Finish the turn without attacking. Aegis turn draws 1 card from the deck. Drew water energy. Alright. Oh boy, if I do not get an Omanite, this is not gonna go well. But, if I do get an Omanite, I have a lot of options available to me. Yeah, I have to attach 1 more energy to be able to... Okay. Are you really gonna let... How have I already chipped away? I've done more damage to a level 53 Mewtwo card with a level 12 seal than I did... Well, I mean, all I had was Shelter out, so... Why is he not attacking? Okay. And I'm gonna start... I'm building up the Mysterious Fossil in hopes of... Okay, he's gonna attack soon. Oh, this is gonna sting. I mean, not too bad, but still. Can't take a few more turns of that. Let's get ready for to draw a Dugong soon. Next turn. I just realized how likely it is that I'm actually going to knock out this Mewtwo with my seal. Why has he been so, like, conservative in regards to attacking me? He's been really, like... Oh my gosh. But we are gonna knock him out this turn. This is so weird. Alright. Now this isn't... Oh, of course it's just... Now this is not gonna go well if I cannot... Yeah, it doesn't matter, he's knocked out either way. Oh, this is gonna go great. Okay, Ammonite. Come on, Ammonite. A squirrel. Okay. Or actually, not what I was hoping for, but I'm still in the game. Okay. And when Mysterious Fossil gets knocked out, it is not going to count as a knocked out Pokemon, which is nice. Uses maintenance. Uses Professor Oak. Enjoy being behind me in a card count, not that that matters much. Oh. Why would he try to parallel? Okay, I mean that's just probably his only damage dealing attack. Alright, Squirtle. Oh! I love you, game. I love you, game. Okay. Yeah. You showed up just in time, Omanite. We really appreciate. But, yeah, we'll... Oh no, I forgot there's... Okay. I meant to withdraw. I got excited and tried to use my damage dealing attack. Attack Psychic Energy. We're gonna win this coin flip, of course. And there we go. Bam! Takes 10 damage. Now, of course, I'm hoping oh man, if my next, wouldn't it be dope if my prize card is gonna be a fossil, and then I could get Omanite out, and then Omastar, because I have both of those cards in my hand now. Gonna win this coin flip. And we get our next bam. 2 knockouts. It looked bleak for a moment, but I hope he doesn't have any mucks. He probably does, but man, you're using all those Professor Oaks, you're gonna burn through your whole deck. Okay, another, as standard, winning our coin flip yet again. Yeah, once again, this whole theme of, I guess if you could call it that, of getting lots of evolutions and few basics in my hand. Do I need... I wonder if some Professor Oaks would be... You know what? I only have one Pokeball trainer card. That would be a good card to have in this deck. I'd have to adjust some. I'd probably remove some energies to put in those. And Tails. Oh. He actually successfully paralyzed. do I have? I wonder. I just thought a Pokemon Breeder would be a good card to have as well. For me to have in my deck. I'm losing these coin flips, and that's going to change this turn. Because it's not doing good for me. And here comes the tails. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I believe that means that I won't have an opportunity to knock out another Dugong. You kidding me? Yeah, I'm gonna lose this battle by not having any Pokemon on my bench. That's really sad. I'll let the duel play out. There's nothing I can do at this point. Well, actually, no. I'll let the battle play out because if I quit now, I'd be back in this battle when I come back. If I just quit out of it, because of the way the save function works, the mid-battle save. Yeah, I'm gonna need to maybe consider some trainer cards that can get some basics out into play quicker. Yeah, I don't know if there's any real... Yeah, just for the sake of keeping my playtime accurate, I'll go ahead and save. And, let me just take a nice stretch. I don't need to get up and take a proper stretch break yet. I'll do that when the Amazon forces an ad to come along. But what I'll do for now... Okay. I'm just renaming the stream because we're going to be playing a different game. Let's stream this under retro. Our drop frames, such as they were down to 14. I never saw any serious problem being had with them in the first place, but no. You just want to quit out of the game. We'll play the game over on Kirby's Pinball Land. And then we will open up some period literature promoting and discussing the game. So let's get started. Yeah, so 1993. Let the intro play out. Alright, we're good to go. Actually, I'm going to close my eyes. We'll do a random stage. And I think I've talked about enough that I have no clue. I can't really use my timing to see which board we're aiming at. And 3, 2, 1, go! Okay, we're going to the Krakow stage. This is the one I used to play the most back when I was playing it in 2006-ish. Was the last time I was seriously into this. Yeah, we'll play the game over. Oh no, we'll play the game over. And this game, and I did get some information that confirmed this game is running the same, I guess, engine as they describe it, that Pokemon Pinball would run on. I don't know if it's strictly, in like the truest terms, if that would be considered an engine, even if it is sharing a great deal of underlying code. But I want to know if this is running on the same, quote, engine as Revenge of the Gator. Okay. Bam. And up. Yeah. Just gotta knock out. We came very close to beating this boss once. But this is not the boss, this is the pre-boss, the Sun and the Moon. They were a full-fledged boss in Kirby's Dream Land. I think it was Kirby's Dream... Was it? I forgot if this is before or after Kirby's Dream Land 2. No, I think this is after Kirby's Adventure, or definitely the same year as Kirby's Adventure, but before Kirby's Dream Land 2. The fact that the animal companions aren't in this, I think is a good tip-off. That this is not from Kirby's Dream Land 2 era. And up. We want to get that middle Scarfy. Boom! Yo, I was gonna say skill shot getting him into that top Scarfy, but we didn't even really need to. And this is the first of Hal's Game Boy pinball games to use tilt as an actual intentionally programmed mechanic. Well, it didn't save the fact that we got our 3 Scarfies out, but it did remember that we had our maximum tomato. Or the bag of magic food, as it is so described. There we go. I'm gonna go back in the same board I was in. It's just an opportunity to get good and higher on the board, which is where I would rather have been, rather than having to fight our way to get back to the top. Alright. And... Alright. Alright. There we go. We just gotta... I like how the different ways that Kirby interacts with the characters that are across the board. I mean, we do have, again, this meta element of multiple instances of the Kirby character, and it's not like Kirby is a species. Like with Pokemon, there's the famous sort of mascot Pikachu that's presumed to be Ash's Pikachu, but that's not there are many Pikachus in the world of the game, whereas in the Kirby universe, there's only one Kirby. Kirby is a unique creature. There are things similar to Kirby, but they are very explicitly different characters, whether they're supposed to be the same species or not. But, launch us up. There we go. And fall. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's so cute. Okay. Yeah, so even though Kirby is a unique being, and like even from the very first screenshot, like from the title screen of Kirby's Dream Land, the original Kirby's Dream Land, you see many Kirbys. Oh, we lost a Kirby. And here you see more Kirbys lined up to hop onto the little platform and get launched up onto the table. Okay. I was hoping we could get launched at least to the second board, but not quite. Oh no. Come on. There we go. That's what I was hoping the first time around. But each time your ball goes into the gutter, it gets more and more of a precise window to even get launched back into the playfield and not lose another life. Okay. Alright, so yeah, all the different character interactions. Like Kirby hitting the cloud, that makes the cloud rain on the other Kirby, and then our ball Kirby jumps on it, the other Kirby's umbrella, and gets launched up. Just little interactions like that. So we got up to, we're in the sun phase, we gotta get up to the moon phase here. No, okay. Yeah, we did it. We did it. Alright, boss fight time. No! Okay. I was about to say, I'm like, are you... No! Okay. That was some tookus. Okay. Gotta do this. Gotta do this part again. Come on. Okay, we gotta... only a couple more hits till it goes to the, yeah, there we go. We just gotta take out the moon. These characters have names. I forgot what they were, though. Alright, got a Maxim Tomato for our trouble. Gotta be especially aggressive while we have this protection available to us. There we go. There we go. There we go. Boss fight time. Take two. Take two. Let's do this. Yeah, I don't know if Kirby's, like, lighter. Oh, hey, this is the pros we've gotten so far. Okay, we got one here. I don't think... We don't have a life bar. I don't know how, in what way that is particularly dangerous. No! He got so close! Okay. Let him fall, and... Oh! And up. No! Okay. Gotta fight our way back to the next table, and then the next, and the next, and the next. That's just how it goes. And... Oh... Alright. Sun, hit the sun, and... And... Yeah, we got... No, we got the tomato and then got zapped by the doggone outlane. Okay. Alright, get in the center, make it rain on Kirby. Oh, or... Okay, no, he's about to say, or maybe... And... So busy. It's kind of ironic, because that cloud is sitting there being funky and mad. He gets plowed through by Kirby when the other Kirby launches him on the umbrella. Alright. Yeah, these games... this is something I also encountered in Sonic Spinball. These games that have, like, concrete platformery progression, but that rely on these somewhat chance mechanics. Oh my goodness, I had an outlane stopper, but it's still... I still got caught underneath the flipper. Alright. Alright. And... Oh... Launch! No, we lost another ball. Alright, good timing with this one. Let's go for it. No. I don't know if there's supposed to be... You can choose the 3 tables in any order, but I wonder if there's supposed to be any sort of specific, I guess, difficulty curve to them. Because this always feels like the table I've gotten the furthest on, had the easiest time with. And one thing that does annoy me is the fact that like the Wispy Woods table. I mean, Wispy Woods is the world boss of Green Greens, the first world in Kirby's Dream Land 1. So therefore, it really annoys me that the iconic Kirby music that goes with Green Greens is not in the actual Wispy Woods table. It is in like the ice sort of theme table, if I remember correctly. Alright. And... what? Okay. No. Okay, if we can get that. Oh, I was like, oh, there's a maximum tomato, but we still have our maximum tomato on the bottom board to protect us as we try to make our way. Yes, back up. There we go. That's what we want to see. Yeah, I was looking at my VOD from Kirby's Dream Land 1, and I forgot how the manual described the maximum tomato as a bag of magic food, and the only sense I can make of that is that whoever was writing that, they did not have. I mean, why would they call it a bag of magic food? It's clearly a tomato with the letter M on it. But I'm like, if they're just looking, whoever translated this or wrote this was just looking at the in-game screenshots of the sprite that were taken, and then a lot of the screenshots in the official North American manual did not look like, I guess, direct feed screenshots. It looked like photographs taken of a television displaying the game. So in that context, I guess that the idea that it's a tomato, you'd think it was like a bag of like a sack with a drawstring on it, I guess, is what they misinterpreted the sprite as. And it's so, I swear, the fact that the ball physics are different here is so annoying. Okay. No! Okay, we're just gonna stay right up here. We're gonna take out the sun and the moon and go back into Krakow. Oh. And up. There we go. Oh my gosh, why did it just went straight up? I had no I was like using the flippers and the Kirby was just not touching them, he just went straight down. Alright. Up. And up. Maximum tomato. We got our tomato back. Yeah, we want to get our alleyway sort of effect going, where we just sort of keep bouncing up on those stars. Come on, Warp Star. There we go. Skill shot. Okay. And yeah, I've never actually beaten one of these tables. I've been playing this since, well, I first played this in '95. I started playing it again in 2006 or so, which is kind of scary because at the time, 2005, from 95 to 2005, well, 2006 was the year I got this game when I repurchased it. It felt like a lifetime, like an epic, like it felt like eons later. But looking back now, the difference between 95 and 2005 would be like the difference between 2014, I mean, and 2024 now, and that feels like not that long ago. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Let's... Wow! There's no animation of him blowing up, it just jump cut straight to this. I never... Oh, please. Okay, there we go. This is more what I was expecting. Can I get an extra life, please? EXTR... Oh, I didn't even mean to do that. I wanted to see what extra meant. Alright. Yeah, I love it. Kirby eats from a dog bowl with his initial K on it. That's interesting. Yeah, fortunately Kirby's called Kirby in both Japanese and English, or else they would have had to change that sprite. Because it wouldn't quite make sense. I'm sure they changed the sprites and all these character names. No! Okay. I don't have... I should get an extra life for beating that stage, honestly. Okay, not quite. And... I wonder if the fact that they... Oh, come on. Yeet! No, no, that's game over. That's game over. Alright. Okay, no use crying over it when we can switch over. We're gonna play more of Kirby's Dreamland, more of Kirby's Pinball Land. But first, let's read some Nintendo powers relating to this release. Let me just get my PDF over here. So I took my headphones out because I don't really need audio for this part, but let's see what we're listening to. Actually, no, I'm going to leave my headphones in because I think the music helps set the mood a bit. That we're all hanging out reading this magazine together. So, this is the issue with Secret of Mana as the cover story. Super NES Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park was one of those games that came out in every system that was being manufactured at the time pretty much, except for maybe the TurboGrafx, I don't think had a version. But TurboGrafx had, like, some Disney Afternoon. It had, like, Darkwing Duck on it. It's fairly obscure system for that game to come out, but this year, get wrapped up. Whatever, it's spread across to... We have Mario All-Stars. So, our November 93, volume 54. I was a Sega kid at this point. I was aware of Kirby's Pinball Land because I remember seeing promotional material for it. And I was really interested in the fact that, oh wow, Sonic Spinball is coming to market at the same time as Kirby's Pinball Land. So, like, both the Nintendo and Sega franchise characters, not that I thought of in those terms, they're having their pinball spin-offs. But we've got opinions about Star Fox here. Let's check this out. First time I saw Star Fox in Nintendo Power, I thought it looked pretty boring and clunky. That's interesting. That's interesting, because Star Fox is one of those games I'd hear about at the time, like, wow. But the first time I saw Star Fox, I thought it looked pretty boring and clunky. When I played it in a store, I was blown away. I was in it almost all day. I'm looking forward to the second FX chip game, FX Tracks. I think that became Stunt Racer FX, but when I first saw Star Fox in the advertisements, I thought, why all the publicity? It's just another game. Then I saw a commercial and recognized it for its great graphics and use of polygons. I bought the game and it was a whole new gaming experience for me. It has quickly become my favorite game. It is the most awesome game in the world and I'm looking forward to FX Tracks. Star Fox is the best Stimpy impersonation game in the world. And Greg says, I've just played Star Fox. I thought it would be fun to play until lots of enemies started coming. The game started to get confusing. Many multi-shaped objects started to blend in with everything, and I found it hard to steer the ship. I think it'd be less confusing with different shades and tons of colors if it didn't crowd so many things on the screen. Now that's interesting that they accepted or published such a critical opinion, because like the factors like that were kind of the reason Nintendo shelved the completed Star Fox 2. I have mixed feelings about the Super FX chip. Although Star Fox is a pretty cool game, when you fire it's hard to see where you're firing and what you're firing at. The graphics aren't realistic and the figures look more like bloody geometrics that look only a little like what they're supposed to. And that's all to say that I wouldn't plan on making any games using the Super FX chip until you have enough technology to enhance the graphics of the game. Wow, that's interesting. 2 negative and 2 positive opinions. I have a Link's Awakening envelope art with the owl here. Now, if we zoom in here... Oh, I thought, when it was zoomed out, I thought that was the cover of Nintendo Power #1. It is not. Alright. So, oh, Secret of Mana. You know, I wonder, I'm gonna drop a PDF. I'm gonna bother Harvest later and drop a PDF of this issue for him. I don't know if he's seen this before, because he played the modern remaster remake of this game not too long ago. I like the simplistic watercolorish art style on these characters. So we've got a detailed player's guide. So different kicks. Coming soon on the Super NES. We got, okay, so this seems like it might be a sports field, a sports section. Teed off with Wicked 18. Spike Volleyball, Tecmo Super Bowl. Super Leadfoot, guaranteed to put the pedal to the metal. Man gets even better. NBA Showdown, yeah, this is the big sports section. Sim Ant, I forgot this game even existed. I remember SimCity, I forgot the electronic ant colony. Distant relatives. The idea of modeling complex systems is new, but Maxis has made it into an art form. The previous Sim games were creative tools that let you explore how things work, and Sim Ant is all of that. Plus, it has the previous Sim games: Sim City, Sim Earth, and now Sim Ant. Okay. So this looks like. Oh yeah, Arrow the Acrobat. Come on, this is the early '90s, the height of the. Yeah, this is definitely in the animal mascots with attitude era of platformers. I never played this game, never wanted to play it, but I remember seeing print ads for it in the multi-platform gaming magazines of this period. Batman the Animated Series, coming soon to your Game Boy from Konami. Yeah, so Konami, they were doing the video game adaptations for like those Disney afternoon games, as well as the Warner Brothers Saturday morning cartoons. You have Nestor's Adventures. This is for a tie-in for Empire Strikes Back. Now, I really do wonder, I've mentioned this before, I wonder what the copyright implications were for having Nestor interact with these trademarked and copyrighted characters that were in the games, like licensed games he covered. So, alright, we've got a mandatory ad break coming up in a minute. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna switch to our break screen. Since I'll be doing a lot of, since I'll be doing a lot of talking this stream, since I'm doing magazines, which I haven't done in a while, I'm going to give myself a full 5 minutes, and during that the ads are going to play. Everyone can get up and check, if they have to change their, their water bottle like I do, or if they're going to make some popcorn or something like that, they have the chance to do so. And because I really don't want anyone to have to miss any amount of content just because they're not subscribed to me. So I'll be back in 5 minutes, and thank you all for watching. Alright, we're back. And we're back. Oh. I do not know what just happened with my throat, but we are back to the Nintendo Power that has some coverage of Kirby's Pinball Land, which we were playing a little while ago. And we're going to go back to playing that once we check this out. Earlier we were playing Pokémon trading card game for Game Boy Color. We just swapped that cartridge out, popped in Kirby's Pinball Land, and played a single match. For the first time I actually beat the Krakow stage. I've actually beat a boss in that game before. But yeah, so Jurassic Park, funny story about this game. Once I had like a dead Jurassic Park and a copy of Super Mario World that I actually had since the 1990s that did not have an outer case. So when I got a Super NES for cheap and this is like 2006 or so, and on Amazon, when I sold it on eBay, I swapped out the dead Jurassic Park with the Super Mario World board that I did not have an outer case for, and sold it. Yeah. I don't know why I got a sniffles all of a sudden, but all right. So we got. I played this game. I was not super big into it. Oh, ActRaiser 2. I never even played the first ActRaiser. I heard there was a remake of this game a few years ago. I heard a lot of fans of the original ActRaiser were kind of disappointed in it. Probably the scariest villainous depiction of a snail I've ever seen. Even when a lot of times, even when snails and like fantasy stuff are meant to be evil or villainous or dangerous, they still look cute to me. Now, Rocky and Pocky. This is a game I've heard so much about. I've never actually played it. Super Ninja Boy, Evo, Search for Eden, Super Bomberman. I've never played. The only Bomberman games I played prior to Bomberman 64 were on the TurboGrafx 16, which my parents, our family used to rent from a local mom and pop video store back in the early 90s. I remember playing Air Zonk, Heath Courage. Oh, we had some tips on how to shoplift in Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening, and I'm gonna tell you all right now for any those watching. Where's my copy? I've got it in here. Yeah, I've got it in here. It's not far. Yeah, here it is. Here's my copy, Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. I first played this one. Must have been 94, 95. Didn't beat it till 98 when I was a little older, a little more talented. 98 or even 99 probably. But yeah, this is the first. I remember seeing commercials for the original Legend of Zelda. Oh, Kalaka Boy is saying, happy Saturday. They're coming to me live from the Japanese Hana Matsuri Festival. I want to make sure I pronounced that right. All right. Well, thanks for chiming in. And thanks for the support. Yeah, I will definitely. If you the advanced controller. And someone else who I've never spoken to before called me earlier, so you're gonna probably want to check on the VODs for that on my my lore playlist when I update the stream. But I know the Legend of, I'm gonna say right now, spoilers. The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening was the first game that I personally have ever the first Zelda game I played. I'd seen commercials for the original Legend of Zelda and for the Adventures, no, not the Adventures Link, and for Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past but I never had any Nintendo systems at the time. So when I got my Game Boy, I ended up getting this game. It was not this particular copy. I only had it I had it briefly, and then I no longer had access to that copy anymore, and I got a replacement through some interesting means that I may or may not talk about later on. But yeah, Weird Warp. Wow! I did not realize the term Weird Warp went back this far. Was this the earliest appearance of the term Weird Warp? And the fact that, like, this Weird Warp thing, this fundamentally breaks the game from what I understand. You could apparently beat the game in a matter of minutes using this Weird Warp thing. So it's interesting the way in which Nintendo Power, as strictly controlled as their messaging and optics were, would draw attention to glitches as cool tricks you could pull off. Oh, and here's more of the Star Fox comic. I like the gritty art style, like the lots of the the artwork here. When you have anthropomorphic animals in a cartoony set, well, this isn't really a cartoony setting, which is my point, but when you have anthropomorphic animals, especially in like such a mainstream commercial setting, the general style is to make them very smooth, very bright colors. Here you have lots of grit, lots of texture in like their fur and feathers. And what it reminds me a lot of is the late 70s, I believe, Watership Down movie. Okay, yeah, we won't read too much in. We'll check out these comics when we play Star Fox, when we actually play Star Fox, which I plan to play using the Super Nintendo. I plan to play that using the Super NES Classic Edition, because this also has the unreleased Star Fox 2 on it. Now, I never actually played. I don't know. The first time in months I actually bothered to close the front on this. It's been so long since I played. And here's another game I've had my eyes on. Yoshi's Cookie here. Yoshi's Cookie is, I played Yoshi, I've played Tetris Attack, but Yoshi's Cookie was the Yoshi-related puzzle game, the multi-platform Yoshi-related puzzle game that kind of slipped through my fingers. I never actually played it before. The first, I knew it existed, but I never really was consciously aware of it or curious about it until it was featured as the theme for one of the modes in Tetris DS, which was themed around many different Nintendo games, particularly in their NES era form. And with Yoshi's Cookie, the NES version in particular was what was featured as the theming for the Tetris DS mode based on Yoshi's Cookie, which I believe was the puzzle mode. Hey there, new follower. I need to make I forgot to mute. Hey there, new follower. My follows are anonymous. Therefore, you are free to either remain anonymous and not call yourself out in chat. I do not look at my currently viewing list, so I don't no clue who you are. Whether you're active in chat or standing guard in my silent squad, your participation and support of the stream is sincerely appreciated. I'll drop some links if you or anyone else happens to be interested. I started streaming back in 2020. Yeah, back in 2020 as something to keep me busy during the pandemic. But it's become a major hobby and pastime of mine. It's something I plan to do for years. But so those are my VODs. Where's my? Did I drop my all my other places I'm at? Where am I? Yeah, there we go. There's all my other things I'm on. My first game, I'm just reaching in my little pile of games here. The first game I ever streamed was my childhood copy of Sonic the Hedgehog for Game Gear. I was very lucky to own this, and I was able to get my hands on Analog's FPGA systems that allow me to play games straight from the original cartridges, which I got these just because I already had a large library of physical cartridges, and I wanted to be able to stream them easily. But when it comes to games that I do not have such means to play, and there's no modern digital re-release such as my my mini consoles or digital releases on things like Switch Online or Arcade Archives, I will resort to unofficial preservation methods, though I don't prefer to play my games in a manner that reflects their official release history. And so far, I think every single game I've played since 2020 has been released in some manner that reflects its official release history. But I know there's some games in the future that maybe were not released in English, or they're rights holders have fallen into obscurity and that no one will ever publish this game again effectively. And when those times come, I will resort to unofficial methods, but for now... And Yoshi's Cookies actually was what I was getting to, is a perfect example of that. Because Yoshi's Cookie here, I decided that the best version of Yoshi's Cookie to play would be the Super NES version. Because the Super NES version actually has both Mario and Yoshi on screen at once. The Game Boy version is something I'd play as well. Game Boy version of Yoshi's Cookie, because I do have the Analog Pocket, is the only cartridge version of Yoshi's Cookie I have easy means to play. I do not have a Super NES compatible analog FPGA console. But when it comes to Yoshi's Cookie, I think the Super NES version would be my preferred version because the graphics are bright and the music is great. I've listened to some of the music, and not too much. I don't want to spoil it. I want to have a relatively fresh experience. But it has both Mario and Yoshi on screen at once, and the NES version, which is the version I'm kind of most familiar with through Tetris DS, only has Mario on screen, which is kind of like a shame. It's called Yoshi's Cookie. You'd want Yoshi to be the one on screen. So we've got Ultima, Runes of Virtue 2. Someday, I don't know how far I'd get or how well I do. I want to play the original Ultima, the oldest RPG video game I've ever played. I'm sure I've got it here. I'll be darned if I don't have. Actually, I might not because I don't plan to play it immediately. I'll be lucky if we get to play it this year. Would be Final Fantasy Legend, which I got about 3/4 of the way through and then soft-locked myself by saving in a room with a boss that you cannot leave that room till you beat the boss, and I was not equipped for the boss, so I basically soft-locked myself. But Ultima, oh, here we go, Kirby's Pinball Land. This is what we were playing earlier, and what's currently sitting in my Analog Pocket. Oh, and so Kirby's Pinball Land. Flipper Frenzy. King DDD and all his evil friends are back, and they are out to torment our cute little hero Kirby. This time the adventure takes a different turn as Kirby fights the bad guys in a pinball game. If you like pinball games and you've played Kirby's Dream Land... And wait, we fought... This might be our first explicit typo I've ever seen. If you like pinball games and you've played Kirby's Dream Land, grab your Game Boy because this game's for you. If you've played Kirby's Dream Land. And they say they use the singular here. Let's zoom in a bit now that we're on our... Kirby bounces back into play with his newest adventure for Game Boy. Kirby's first two games were Mario-like adventures, taking him through strange and unusual lands. This adventure brings Kirby and many of his past enemies to an entirely new style of game. Kirby's Pinball Land has created a pinball quest that will interest both Kirby and pinball fans. Kirby has become a pinball, and you must use the pinball flippers to move him through the game. In most pinball games, you shoot for the highest score, and when you lose all 3 balls, the game is over. Kirby's Pinball Land has added bosses and special items to give the game an objective and ending. Special items. What items are there really in Kirby's Pinball Land? Nothing I'm encountered. There are 3 different stages in the game, which you can play in any order. After you finish all 3 stages, Kirby must go up against King DDD and finish him off once and for all. The battery save feature can save the game at any time, relieving some of the frustration of losing the ball. The battery feature also saves the highest scores, even if you turn your Game Boy off. I've had that. I was never aware that Kirby's Pinball Land had a save feature. That's very interesting. Now, because it's not an RPG like Pokémon or Link's Awakening, and yeah, there's not much of a... And I'm playing it on Analog Pocket, which does have a save state feature. Like, if I was playing Pokemon Gold and Silver, where there's an in-game real-time clock, and you know, I've been thinking, actually, when it comes time, years down the line, to play Pokemon Gold and Silver, should I set the time honestly or not? Because I don't want to create a situation where you only ever get to see me play the game at night, but I also... it's an interesting conundrum. I wonder if I perhaps might do some earlier in the day streams for Pokemon Gold and Silver. I don't know. I'll see what I want to do. Because if I set the time, if I offset the time to be, something so it's a little more daytime, and whatever. We'll have to figure it out then. We're about a decade... 95? 95? Actually, we're the better part of a decade before then, so... 93, but we're only 3 years before Pokemon Red and Blue, which is kind of wild to think about. But, so... Poppy Brothers. The Mad Bombers are hiding everywhere Kirby goes. They leave their bombs in Kirby's path, making his job even tougher than before. Work your way to the top of the stage and get rid of all the Mad Bombers once and for all. When you're fighting them, beware of the falling bombs. You lose control of your flippers if they get hit by a bomb. That means trouble when it comes to shoot the ball. If you continue hitting the Mad Bombers, they won't have... Alright, so this is basically just a walkthrough of the game. This is pretty... I feel like it's pretty straightforward. Yeah, this is Krakow. Here's the stage we beat. We have Gearworks, a puzzle game. I don't know, a puzzle game about little gears interconnecting. This does not seem like a good fit for the low resolution screen of the Game Boy. Oh, Out of This World? This game came out... Is this for Super NES? I forgot that Out of This World came out for Super NES. Kirby's Adventure, where's this? Okay, so that confirms, I thought so, but that confirms that Kirby's Adventure, I mean, he said his first 2 adventures, and I don't think Kirby's Dream Land 2 came out till 94, 95. Oh boy. I think, oh, this is something special. This is something special, okay. Alright. This, what we have here, this might be some of the earliest reference to Project Reality, the partnership between Nintendo and Silicon Graphics that eventually resulted in Nintendo 64. Nintendo has always said that it would introduce new hardware only when it delivered a dramatic improvement from its customers. And as we announced in last month's Pack Watch, the company is going to use reality immersion technology to do just that. Nintendo will team up with Silicon Graphics Inc., SGI, to promote a completely new 64-bit video game system that promises to deliver a radically new sense of realism to the gameplay experience. It's way past cool. Oh, come on, that's Sonic's line. Dubbed Project Reality, this new system will produce super realistic 3D graphics and CD quality audio. Yeah, we're not gonna... CD quality audio, debatable, but our work with Silicon Graphics enables us to actually skip a generation by driving straight through to the true 64-bit 3D video entertainment. Project Reality dissolves the current limits of video play, causing the world to challenge its notion of what a video game can be. Does this little sidebar go on? No. Why team up with Silicon Graphics? But pretty... Simply put, SGI is the best in the business and is the leading manufacturer of high-performance visual computing systems, and MIPS Technologies Inc. is its wholly owned subsidiary, designs and licenses the industry's leading RISC processor technology. Its ability to take sort of low-quality scan here, so I have to zoom in a bit more. Its ability to take powerful RISC architecture and integrate it with digital media technologies is key to making Project Reality happen. SGI's products have a wide variety of technical and scientific applications. They're used in computer-aided design for purposes such as automotive and aviation design, in scientific fields to analyze satellite data through scientific visualization, and in medicine for molecular modeling and computational chemistry, and in the entertainment industry for creating special effects. Pilots are trained with super realistic flight simulators created by SGI. Automobile designers can create models that are one step from being prototypes. Scientists can reproduce human molecular structure to study diseases. Some of the most notable effects created with SGI's stations are the dinosaurs that stole the show in last summer's blockbuster Jurassic Park, and the morphing images seen in both Terminator 2 and Michael Jackson's Black or White video. Oh, you know what? I gotta say, I just noticed that this was not a photograph. I didn't look super closely at it, but when it was zoomed out, I thought that was a photograph. These 30-year-old CGI fooled me. thanks to a bad scan and me not looking super close. Wowee. Alright, my voice will die if I read this whole thing, but although SGI's technology has been used primarily in science, people's imaginations are fueled by visual imagery. Yeah, the actual in-game graphics of... Yeah, so these graphics here, these are more like PlayStation 1 FMV graphics, not quite actual gameplay graphics. But yeah, the fact that Nintendo is going into such a deep technical level with how the amazing performance of this new upcoming system is not what you'd see by the Nintendo's last attempt to really wow people with the raw power of their system was Nintendo 64. After that, they're like, hey, we've got our plan for how we want to go into our next generation. As for the technical specs, they really won't matter. What matters is our approach to presenting and building the games. So if you think reality immersion technology sounds expensive, it sounds exciting, but impossibly expensive, think less than $250. That's the price range Nintendo hopes to tag on the new system. When you compare that to less advanced systems, such as the 32-bit 3DO that comes with a price tag of $700, and Sega's newly announced 32-bit system that it plans to sell for $500, you may wonder how Nintendo can price its new system so low. Affordable fun has always been a priority for Nintendo. Historically, Nintendo has been able to introduce products at amazingly low prices. For example, when the NES was introduced at $125 in 1985, it had the same processing capability as the Apple II computer, which sold for $2,500. Huh, you know what? That's a very, very interesting comparison in terms of performance. Because in terms of the nature of what it could do in terms of graphics and sound, the NES absolutely annihilates the Apple II. And I played Apple II, my first computer I ever used was an Apple II. I know Apple II. It's what I used in my computers in school even up into the mid-90s, Apple II. So I'm very familiar with it, and I have an Apple II now. I'm a little afraid to turn it on these days because I don't know if the capacitors are going to blow, because last time I turned it on was no more recently than 2007 or 8. And it's in storage in another state anyway, but yeah, it's interesting for them to draw a equivalency between the performance of the Apple II and the Apple II GS, effectively I believe a 16-bit computer, that maybe surpasses the NES. But in terms of the games, and I played plenty of Apple II games, there's no way the NES blows the Apple II out the... Maybe that's the point they're making? It just seems like an odd comparison. But anyway, part of the explanation is numbers, selling lots of systems, as Nintendo has in the past with NES, Game Boy, and Super NES, drives the cost of individual units down. Another factor is that video games are sold without monitors, which can quickly add to the cost of a desktop computer. The hardware for the system will be manufactured by Nintendo, using technology from SGI, but it's far too early to say what it will look like, or whether it will be cartridge or CD based. Developers and third-party licensees will be kept up to date on the system's progress. An arcade version of Project Reality will be out in 1994, which did happen. And by the time the home version comes out in 95, it was until September 96 N64 hit the homes. There should be a ready library of first-rate software for the system. No, the future of video. No, Project Reality is a high-end system that is an addition to... Oh, really? Really, Nintendo? This is cute. And because this is coming so... I mean, we're in 93 here. We're not even in 94 yet. We're in the depths, like the full pinnacle almost of the 16-bit era. So that's why Nintendo... Okay, Project Reality is a high-end system that is an addition to, not a replacement for, Nintendo's other video game systems, which still have great potential for growth, which will continue to have Nintendo's complete support. Now that being said, Nintendo continued to release games and significant games in some cases for Nintendo 64 up into 1998, which is the year the Dreamcast launched in Japan, if you want to frame it that way. But, Nintendo released a sleek new version of the original NES, a version compatible with millions of NES games in homes across the country. Game Boy continues to enjoy tremendous popularity, especially with popular titles like the recently released Zelda Link's Awakening. The Super NES library continues to expand with great games made possible by Mode 7 and the Super FX chip. A faster Super FX chip, one that operates at 21 megahertz, as opposed to the 10.5 of the first one, will be used in future games. Engineers are constantly working on memory compression techniques. Okay. Yeah, this is not quite. Look at this image here. I never saw this before. The Super Mario Brothers and Friends stand out on the dramatic background rendered by SGI. These are 2D. This is various pieces of 2D artwork of Nintendo characters that they just put in a polygonal environment. Okay, so we got walkthrough for this Ninja Turtles game. It looks like an actual fighting game. Oh boy. Okay. Oh, I would have... So, in the mid-90s, well, even in the early 90s, like, my first... I'm gonna tell you this. My first real awareness of what a video game was my mom had a pin from the early 80s with Pac-Man on it. And Mom had to explain to me what Pac-Man was. And I was like... Oh, okay, it's some computer game. And then I knew about NES, and I saw commercials for it. Oh, it's some computer game you plug into your TV. I wasn't interested in it. Sonic the Hedgehog is what got me interested. But once I got my Game Gear and Sonic the Hedgehog, I asked my parents, like, anything I was into, I wanted to know where it came from, how it started. So I grew up in New York City. I loved going to Coney Island. I wanted to know, where did when did these, how did these parks get started? And I did reading and watched documentaries about these early, beachside resorts in the, 1890s that evolved into parks that and they started building rides and attractions. And then when it comes to video games, once I liked video games, I asked my parents, how did this start? Where did this begin? And they told me about, Atari and Pac-Man and some, the name Space Invaders. And in the mid-90s, like 95, 96, I got really passionate about wanting to actually play these games. Because this is, in a world before the internet, you didn't even know what these games looked and sounded like unless you actually played them. So I wanted to get whatever home versions of Pac-Man were available. And I remember actually calling Nintendo's consumer service number, 1-800-255-3700, and asking which versions of Pac-Man were available on Nintendo systems, because we didn't, the internet was not like it was now. If you wanted to know a list of games in a certain franchise, you'd call Nintendo's consumer service number, not just to have your systems fixed, but also to find out which games are even on the system. But the original big eater of video games arrives in style. And his first official... Oh, you know what? This is nonsense. This is nonsense. You know what this is? His first official NES game. Oh my gosh. This is what this is. This is Nintendo literally rewriting actual reality. Erasing game history. Nintendo lists Pac-Man. Do I have the NES Classics? No, I don't have the NES Classics version of Pac-Man in here. I have the NES Classics. What do I have? Donkey Kong. But yeah, Nintendo lists the release date for Pac-Man on NES in 93. But there was a version released by Tengen, I think in 87, 80, 88, 89. And now Tengen fell out with Nintendo. They ended up getting successfully sued by Nintendo for using... They basically abused the court system to get the schematics for Nintendo's NES lockout chip so they could release unlicensed games without paying royalties to Nintendo for the lockout chip technology. So Nintendo disowned Tengen, but not only that, but what they did was they Nintendo erased, because prior to this, them releasing unlicensed games, Tengen was releasing officially authorized games for the NES. But when Nintendo and Tengen had their fallout, Nintendo erased the Tengen released games, officially licensed games, from their corporate history. So now Nintendo, to this day, they will list Pac-Man as having released on NES in 1993, when that's literally not true. So when I guess Namco, or maybe Namcot, I'm not sure, they're sort of, a home console brand in the 8-bit era, I guess they did a sort of in-house republishing of Pac-Man for NES. And in doing so, Nintendo, they put, it's kind of silly that they released Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man separately, honestly, because at this point, the cartridge, come on, how could you, in a world where you could have huge games like Legend of Zelda and Super Mario Brothers in the 80s, in 93, you're going to release Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man as separate full-price cartridges? Give me a break. But the NES version of Pac-Man is actually probably the version I have the most history and experience with, because when the NES Classic series, the NES games, not the NES Classic Edition mini console, but these games, when they re-released NES games on cartridge for a discount price on the Game Boy Advance in 2004, I got Pac-Man, and that was a mainstay game. And when I got the DS, you could have your cartridge, your GBA cartridge would be Pac-Man, and to have two games on a system without carrying multiple cartridges was such a cool thing nowadays. Now we're really spoiled. Now we have 3DS and Switch where you can download all the games we want. Well, you can't download games anymore on 3DS unless you already purchased them before the eShop went down. But, yeah. So, yeah, lots of time playing. Of all the versions of the original Pac-Man, the NES version is probably the one I spent the most with. Now, it's kind of funny because just earlier, by sheer coincidence, earlier today, in fact, I'm going to remember, this artwork. Nice high-res art of all these ghosts I could use for my layout later on. But it came to be that I just happened to download Arcade Archives Arcade Pac-Man, and it'll be the first time that I own an official arcade port of Pac-Man. Now, I did play the original Puckman ROM, as part of, made available through unofficial preservation means back when there was no other option. But now that I can buy the game, I'm going to support Namco. I played the NES version of Pac-Man through one of those Namcot collection things on the Switch. And I also played a lot of Pac-Man Championship Edition, which was also on that version. Now, I noticed they're calling them ghosts here. They're not going with that weird ghost monster vocabulary. Like, we're calling them ghost monsters as they would be later on. And, in the 80s, a lot of material like the Pac-Man cartoon. I'm just doing a lot of thinking. Yeah, I'm thinking about future streams I could do down the line. Oh, excuse me. Okay, we got a Thomas the Tank Engine game here. Thomas and his friends work all day on the main line, and young players can join in solving puzzles. What system was this for? 8 megabits. Suggest replay. I don't think this game came out. I don't think this game even came out. Kirby's Pinball Land. Kirby takes his knocks in an adapted sequel. Huh! Now this is some interesting writing here. Look at this. Kirby takes his knocks in this adapted sequel to Gator's Revenge. This game here, they call it Gator's Revenge, but it's actually a Revenge of the Gator. I see people draw the sort of lineage, the sort of historical lineage between Kirby's Pinball Land and Revenge of the Gator. I've never seen anyone explicitly call Kirby's Pinball Land a sequel to Revenge of the Gator, let alone Nintendo themselves. That is fascinating. That is fascinating that Nintendo themselves and Nintendo Power actually called Kirby's Pinball Land a sequel to Revenge of the Gator, which came out 4 years before, and in a world before the internet where you could look these things up, a game having come out 4 years earlier, I mean, a number of the people who would have been reading this magazine may have been babies or not born yet when Revenge of the Gator came out, certainly not within game-playing age. Very, very interesting. Now, positives, a neat twist on Pinball. The battery-backed memory allows you to save exactly where you are in the game. Good control and graphics, fun bonus levels. The save feature may make it too easy for power players. Getting to the bosses can be tedious or frustrating, though we experienced that already. A look into the future pack watch. We have Disney's Aladdin, US Gold, no, Flashback, RoboCop versus the Terminator. The infamous childhood fight. Who would win in a fight, Terminator or RoboCop? Not that as kids our age we should have seen either, but oh well. We did anyway. Tiny Toon Adventures, Montana's Movie Madness, Itchy and Scratchy teed off. Huh. I forgot there was an Itchy and Scratchy game. Wolfenstein 3D, Super Street Fighter, Pele, rest in peace. Darth in Japan, Soldier of Fortune. Tetris 2. Tetris 2! Yeah, I remember that commercial. In fact, the commercial for Tetris 2 was actually the first time I actually heard of Tetris whatsoever. We got our Punch-Out trading cards. Not trading cards for the game Punch-Out, but perforated cards you could punch out and play dominoes. $25 million Nintendo Instant Win game. Oh man, look at... This is such a cool image right here. Yeah, it makes me want to get a pizza, but I don't feel like going out to get one, and so I won't, and I will not order delivery this late. But all right. Way beyond. Nintendo products are backed with service that goes way beyond. Local repair centers offer Nintendo trained technicians and genuine parts, way convenient. Nintendo consumer service responds to all your product needs, way fast. Gameplay counselors give you tips that are way cool. Call 1-800-255-3700 for service that always goes way beyond. And yes, that number works to this very day, believe it or not. So, alright, let's play another round of Kirby's Pinball Land and call it a stream. There we go. Yeah, so we didn't really need any gameplay tips, but we'll play a single round of this. Once we lose all 3 Kirbys, we'll call it a stream. The funny thing is, you have to actually press A in order to advance. So we beat Krakow. Let's see if we can beat... Will I go to Poppy or Wispy? Let's go to Wispy. Oh, there we go. Hey. Yeah, so on this board we're relying on a slot machine, I guess. And yeah. I don't know, just something about pinball games with a concrete objective like Sonic Spinball or this right here. The fact that you have a platformer-like objective of trying to get from point A to point B, meanwhile, so much of it is randomized or based on chance, is kind of frustrating. Because I never even beat the first level of Sonic Spinball, and that's a game I hear a lot of people say, like, oh man, Sonic Spinball, that is a tough game. Alright. Launch. No, didn't do that good. Yeah, I did not realize that this game had a save feature. There we go. Yeah, very easy pattern to figure out. Yeah, okay, so we need to use the slot machine to get to the next... So I guess the slot machine is going to be sort of the equivalent of the knocking into that cloud to make Kirby pop up the umbrella. The Kirby target in the center of the board pop up the umbrella to launch us up higher. And, oh. There we go. I didn't necessarily mean to go back to the... Alright. We'll use this as a way to get higher in the board, up to the slot level. And so we're gonna get 3. I don't know, I'm trying to figure out if you could actually... Yeah, I don't know if you could actually... Alright. Oh, it's a bonus game. When we play Pokemon Pinball, you'll see that the bonus games there, very much in the spirit of the bonus games here in, Okay, we get our ball back, that's nice. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if this, these, I remember... When it says plus B, what does that mean? I'm kinda confused. Our flippers are disabled, so the balls have to, drain out. But we're at the top table now. No! Okay. This is not an easy table to get to the top board of, because I've yet to... Oh no! Of course we get the tomato right as we exit the field, okay. Hey. Okay. And we got our maximum tomato out, so that way we could at least avoid getting into the gutter. But even with the maximum tomato on the field as your drain stopper, it's possible to catch... This is something that happened when I played earlier. You can catch your ball beneath the flipper and still cause yourself to fall to the table below you or out of the playfield entirely if you're on the bottom table like here. Now I see 3 Kirby... Okay, there we go. Like, I don't know if I'm supposed to just keep running over those as many times as possible, like the 3 sort of chickadees or the 3 eggs that hatch into baby chicks in Pinball for the NES and Versus system. We're supposed to... So is every time you... Okay, are 1 level higher? Okay, we got our maximum tomato on the field. Now if we can... Oh. And... Oh. Jeez. Like, I'm trying to figure out if this is a matter... I'll look at Nintendo Power and find out. Is this getting 3 Kirbys, which I would reason to be the best result, did nothing that I could tell that was advantageous to us. I don't even want to use the... Oh no. Okay, alright, we're good, But the next time you fall down there, it's going to be a lot harder to launch us. Oh, I just barely... Oh, come on! I didn't even have the chance to use the flippers. It just went up and just came directly down. I just got a sour run at some physics there, I guess. Alright. At least we made it this high up. I cannot tell if there's a skill stop on that machine. And when I say skill stop, I mean the ability, if the slot results are random, or if I just have to like press B with good timing to try to get results that advance the scenario. I really lost... Okay, fine. Alright. Alright. Well, I said I'd play just one round and call it there. Yeah, I don't really feel like playing Revenge of the Gator now. But, hey, I'll be playing Revenge of the Gator next time. And next time, we're going to be playing a little Revenge of the Gator as a warm-up, but I'm very excited. Next Friday, the 26th of April at 6 p.m., we're going to be playing Trip World. This is a game that I never thought I would own for myself, but I do now, and I'm just really excited to actually own it, and because it got released via limited run. It's a platformer for Game Boy where you play as an adorable little creature, and it has some fantastic music. I'm pretty much spoiler-free on the game. All I know about the game is the first level. And when I saw... This is years and years and years ago. Even then, this game was kind of rare and expensive. And when I saw it, when I saw this first level and heard the music, I was like, oh, one way or another. And this is really before even streaming's a big thing. I was like, this is a game I want to record. I want to preserve my first experience with and share it with my audience in some way or another. Where the music was so great, had such energy, the quality of the composition, the graphics were so good even though it was black and white on the simple 8-bit Game Boy. So I'll be very thrilled to be playing that next time around. And I guess we could expect a phone call at some point from Red Hot Blooded whatever. But until then, let's see who's... I want to just take a look at who's on right now. Hold on. See if there's anyone we could raid to. Yeah, I think we're just going to skip on the raid for this stream. So I will see you all next time, and thank you very much for watching.